Hi, Tony Hackett here, and I'm following up a comment and offer that I made through the Hindenburg community to share a little bit about speech-driven editing in Hindenburg and the approach that I take to it. So the first thing I thought I'd do is to revisit that page and that comment that started this off yesterday, and somebody was looking for some suggestions around mice that could help, or keyboards that could help the editing process. And I've used that and it works fine, but I also have used voice or speech editing for much longer, and I found that have great efficiencies and simplicity for me. And over the next few minutes, I'll share some experiences, comments, thoughts, and suggestions around that. This is the flow that I will take. In a moment, we'll cut to an example of me just showing you how I do a few edits using voice, and nothing too complicated there, but really just to illustrate the point. I'll then speak briefly to the toolkit that I have. Once again, very simple toolkit, and the process of creating a speech-enabled command in Hindenburg. I'll use a few screenshots there to illustrate that as well. So with that, I will now cut to an example of using doing screen editing, audio editing using voice commands. So I thought I'd give a couple of examples before I got underway explaining the tools and the process. And with this file here, I'll just complete a few commands, and using my very basic mouse, no programmable keys, to illustrate how this all works for me. Cut. Clear. Mute. Rehearse. The narrative, that accuracy, while still captivating read. So 4 very short examples, but hopefully enough to give you an idea of how simple it is, simply by selecting the area that you want to edit, applying the audio, the speech command, and letting the speech to text engine do the editing instead of having to find the keys. And also, by doing it this way, not limited to any number of commands that you can drive. Hopefully that was useful for you to set a context and to, I suppose, illustrate how simple it can be. As to the toolkit, I'll go to that next. Very straightforward. I have Hindenburg Journalist Pro running on a Windows PC. Known and loved by all that would be looking at this now, I'm sure. Nuanced Dragon Professional Individual, best known for speech to text, which I use it for as well. But you're also able to create commands that are global commands or specific to an application, in this case in Hindenburg, and you can set up key sequences or keystroke sequences that can be voice activated. I have a Microsoft Surface Arc mouse, which I showed you in the video, which is very basic. It gets no more basic. And I use Rode Procaster microphone. The next thing that I'll do is to go through a few screenshots to illustrate the process of creating the audio or the editing through audio, and as the lead into that, to show you where you can find, if you don't know already, where you can find the keystrokes for the different commands. And there are pages of these commands, but there's the link and a few examples, and you'll find all that you need to find at that link by way of shortcuts. Working left to right here, so we'll start with screen 1 on the far left. Inside Nuance, I'm able to open up a command editor, and inside the command editor you can then start to create the voice activated or speech activated command. So we come to the second screen, the one in the middle, and you'll see on the top line I've now put in the name for the command. So I'm going to create a speech activated editing sequence that is application specific. So also you'll see the difference from the left hand side to the middle. I've now chosen application specific. I've chosen Hindenburg Pro. I've put the word punch in my command name, and now I'm going to train it. So the way that I do that is I press the train button and I say punch, punch. It's not too complex. And then I save it. And now I then go to the key sequence that the word punch is going to be associated with. And the punch command is Control Spacebar. And as you'll see on the far right screenshot, in the Actions box, there's Control key down, Space key down, Space key up, Control key up. I now have a command that is voice activated to generate that key sequence. And that's how you create any command that you choose to have voice activated. And I'm sure there are a stack of other speech applications that you can do the same with. I happen to use Nuance because I already had it and it works fine for me, the things that I need to do. As far as any follow-up, this has been just a skim across the top. 5 minutes, we're wrapped, or maybe a little bit over 5 minutes, 6 minutes or there. And if somebody wanted to have a deeper dig into this, I don't know too much more than what I've told you already, but if you think I can help, just let me know. It'd be a pleasure. And hopefully that is of use to those who were wanting to explore this topic. Thanks for taking the time. Bye for now.